When someone talks down to you, the trap is almost automatic. They slow their voice. They over-explain something simple. They use that little smile that says, "Let me make this easy for you." Most people respond by proving themselves. They list their experience. They explain what they already know. They start talking faster because they want to show they are not stupid. Do not do that. The fastest way to reset the conversation is to say, calmly, "You can make your point without talking down to me." That sentence does two things. It shows that you heard the issue, and it refuses the lower position they just assigned you. This is the tone reset. You are not attacking them. You are separating the subject from the way they are speaking to you. And once those two things are separated, you can decide whether there is a real point worth discussing. The first move is simple. Do not prove yourself. Imagine a coworker says, "I'll explain it again since this is clearly confusing for you." Your instinct may be to say, "I understand it. I have handled this account for 3 years. I built the last report." Now the conversation is no longer about the work. It is about whether you are competent enough to be in the room. That is exactly the frame you should refuse. Instead, keep your voice level and say, "I understand the issue. What specifically do you want changed?" You do not defend your resume. You make them name the actual problem. Maybe there is a missing number. Maybe a deadline changed. Maybe they simply dislike your approach. Fine. Let them say that clearly. A useful concern can survive a direct question. A condescending performance usually cannot. The second move is to name the tone without giving a speech. Do not say, "You always treat me like I am stupid and I am tired of being disrespected." That may be true, but it gives them 5 different things to argue with. They can deny the word always. They can debate your feelings. They can say you are overreacting. Keep it narrow. You can disagree with me. Do not talk down to me. Or, "I'm willing to discuss this." Not in that tone. Then stop. Do not add a nervous laugh. Do not soften it with 10 explanations. Do not immediately rescue them from the discomfort. A short sentence makes the behavior visible. They may respond with, "I'm not talking down to you. I'm just explaining." Do not get trapped in a trial about their intention. Say, then explain the point directly. That keeps you out of the argument about what they meant. Denter can be debated forever. The next sentence can be changed immediately. That is what matters. How you deliver the sentence matters. Use a normal volume. Keep your face neutral. Do not point at them. Do not smile as if you need permission. Do not stretch the sentence into a warning. Say it once, then wait. For example, "You can make your point without talking down to me." Then hold eye contact for 1 beat and let them answer. The pause is not a performance. It simply prevents you from talking over your own boundary. If your voice shakes, use a shorter line. Not in that tone. Shorter is easier under pressure. You do not need perfect confidence before you speak. You only need enough control to avoid explaining the sentence after you say it. If they correct their tone, reward the correction by returning to the issue. Good. What needs to change? This shows that your goal was never to create drama. Your goal was to make a useful conversation possible. The third move is to ask for the actual point. Condescension often hides a weak message behind a strong tone. They sound certain. They act impatient. But when you remove the attitude, there may be very little left. Use one of these questions. What is the actual concern? What are you asking me to do? Which part do you disagree with? Now they have to move from superiority to specifics. For example, a manager says, "This is basic. I should not have to walk you through it." Do not answer the insult. Say, "What part of the result needs to change?" If they say, "The totals are wrong," you now have something concrete to check. If they cannot name the issue, their tone was doing most of the work. This move is especially useful at work because it protects you without turning the meeting into a personal fight. You stay on the task. You just refuse to let contempt become the method of communication. The fourth move is for repeated behavior. End the exchange. Once you have corrected the tone and asked for the point, do not keep searching for a more clever sentence. If they continue, say, "We can continue when this becomes a respectful conversation." Then stop talking. In a meeting, that may mean returning to the agenda. On a call, it may mean ending the call. At home, it may mean leaving the room for 10 minutes. The key is that your action must match your sentence. Do not say you are ending the exchange and then stay for another 15 minutes defending yourself. A boundary without movement becomes another debate. This does not mean walking away every time someone sounds impatient. Look for the pattern. Did they correct themselves when you named the tone? Did they answer the actual question? Or did they keep trying to place you beneath them? One awkward sentence can be repaired. A repeated pattern requires less access. The wording should also change with the situation. With a boss, keep it professional. I want to address the concern. What specifically needs to change? If the tone continues, I can work with direct feedback. I cannot work with personal remarks. With a coworker, say the point directly. You do not need to talk down to me. With a family member, you can disagree with me. Do not speak to me like I'm a child. With a partner, I'm listening to the issue. I'm not accepting the tone. With a customer or stranger, I can help you when you speak to me normally. Different power dynamics need different wording. The principle stays the same. Do not prove your worth. Do not argue about their hidden intention. Name what is happening, ask for the point, and decide whether the conversation continues. Here is how the full exchange can sound. They say, "Let me explain this slowly, because you clearly missed the point." You answer, "You can make your point without talking down to me. What specifically did I miss?" If they correct themselves and give you a clear answer, continue. If they say, "Wow, you are sensitive," answer, "Call it what you want. What is the actual point?" If they still refuse to speak normally, we can continue later. Then leave the conversation. That is calm authority, not proving that you are smarter, not humiliating them back, not pretending the tone does not matter. You hear the issue without accepting the role they are trying to place you in. The next time someone talks down to you, use one sentence before you explain anything. You can make your point without talking down to me. Then make them give you the point.